good as it's gonna get. Welcome back to us. Welcome back. It's been a year. Yeah, I wanted to put out this video because it's kind of like an update of how things have been with me lately, and as you can see from the title, a thing or two about living alone. So let's get into it. I try to keep it short, not take too much of your time, but yes, I wanted to share a few things that I've picked up from the past year that I have been living alone. Just a little summary. I moved out from Manila, I think at the year 2021. Please bear with me. It's been a while. I'm a little bit rusty, but I really wanted to put out this video before I start putting out my vlogs again. Number one, or point one, it's the decisions. The decision making of moving out or getting out, living independently, living alone. It's been something that I really wanted to do, as in way before the pandemic even started. But 2021 came, and that's when parang it took a toll on me na talaga. Like, that's when I kind of like hit it. When I just hit it. I felt like, you know what, I feel like it's really time for me to get out. But the decision part, again, it took a while. Like, you really had to put things into perspective, think things through in terms of moving out and living away from your family or whatever, your comfort zone. So there's like a lot of sub factors in the decision part, especially starting with yourself. You really have to talk to yourself, like, am I emotionally ready, physically ready, financially ready? Why did I say emotional? Because again, the whole phrase of living alone, it's a lot of like willpower, mental battle that's gonna happen to you. As in, you are gonna be alone with your emotions 100% of the time. So you have to be ready for that. Wala namang problem. There's no problem if you are the type of person who can't be alone. Pero yun nga, if you are gonna decide on moving out, you have to have that strong willpower or strong mental state. Well, when I was talking to my friend, I told him that one of the best things about living alone is you can just lay in bed all day. And that's also the worst things about living alone, is that you may have work, you may have school work, you may have other things like errands. And if you feel like not doing it, then nobody else is gonna do it. Magpapile up siya, or it's gonna be piling up. So there's that kind of like mental discipline that you have to be prepared for. There's also the physical factor. So are you physically, ready or phically equipped, healthy enough to actually be on your own? You have to consider those facts as well. Baka you have pre-existing, like health issues that may need an assistance of your parents or an assistance of somebody. One of the challenges I faced last year of like my span of living alone was when I got bad shit ill, as in super sick. It wasn't COVID or anything, but I got so unwell na I literally could not get up for the life of me. I couldn't even make myself soup. I couldn't even take a bath. It was so bad. I couldn't even also buy myself food or order myself food because for some reason my phone was just. And yeah, so to my friends who are trying to contact me for the past year, I'm so sorry. Just don't, because I also threw my SIM away. I figured, this pala was gonna be my challenge, like when I would get sick and nobody's there to help me or something. So that factor, me getting sick, it wasn't something na like I'm literally disabled. Although healing was kind of like that, I literally couldn't get up and move, but it just took a few days. Medyo naging okay na rin naman ako. So yeah, I think you have to consider those factors. If you're in a position na hindi mo talaga kaya pa, or you're in a position where you can't really do it yet, like physically or health-wise, maybe moving out or living independently is not yet for you as of the moment. So that's something you really, really have to think about. The financial part of it, are you financially ready to be on your own? Definitely a big part of, or a big chunk of it, is the financial part, which I'm gonna get into the next part of this whole thing. I think as the phrase says, are you like ready to suffice for yourself in terms of the things that you want and need? So you have to consider that. The factor that I want to talk about or emphasize on is bills. So obviously when you are living alone, you're gonna be the one dealing with your own bills. You have to budget it. Don't allow yourself to get zero. List down all of your expenses monthly if you're paying for Wi-Fi, water for drinking and for ligo or taking a bath, electricity. So you have to set aside budget for that now. Why am I talking about this? Like if you are somebody who's already working, this part comes in when it comes to the salary as well, because best believe that most of the time it's not going to be given to you on time. So do not at all costs allow yourself to get zero. Set aside na yung budget mo monthly. And then number 2 is due date. In Manila, memorize ko na yung mga due dates ng mga specific, stuff na binabayaran or the specific things that I have to pay for. Here, it also changes, or it also varies from time to time. You have to be aware of these things as well. Do keep a calendar if you can, and just list down yung mga due dates ng different bills. And also you have to consider the payment schemes na available and also at least gonna be convenient for you. Because when I was in Manila, it was super easy. I was just paying everything online. And when I got here, there's still some things that I pay for, like I have to go outside pa. Be aware of your options, or at least see your options when it comes to the payment schemes. I think with the bills factor, I learned a lot. Definitely, because this is something that you're going to be dealing with monthly. This part or this factor really helped me be more aware, obviously, of the usage in terms of choosing appliances. You might be buying something cheap, but then babawi ka naman sa bills, or you're gonna be paying for it in terms of, when you get your bill. And then I do remember my dad, when I was still living with my parents, he would always be like, turn off the lights, turn off the lights. And I'm just like, what is up with these lights? And then I started getting my own bills, and I'm just like, I'm gonna turn off the lights. I think this part really helped me be more aware of, like, the day-to-day lifestyle usage again of just me living. It gives me more appreciation to my parents. They're the ones always paying for a bill. So it's like, now that I'm seeing it, now that I'm the one dealing with it, it's like, oh, okay, like you really become more careful and become more, again, aware of like the things that you're using and the things that you're consuming on a daily basis. So that's also something that you have to think about in terms of living alone. Let's move on to my third factor, and that is the maintenance of it all. Yeah, the cleanliness of it all. Again, living alone, being on your own, it's like, yeah, freedom to move on your own space, or move at your own momentum, but you're gonna have to consider the fact that you also have to maintain a lot of things, which is, again, cleanliness of your space. If you feel like not doing it, then nobody else is gonna do it for you. So you can't be living, in a hole and let things pile up. Along with the maintenance part, even running errands. So as you can see from my past vlogs, I used to love running errands. I mean, I do, and I always vlog them. It's because I don't always do them. I'm living on my own, having to maintain things on my own. I actually got to a point that I dread it now. I'm sorry for the children. But yeah, I got to a point that I actually dread it now. Like, I'm like, oh, I don't want to pick up my laundry. I don't want to go get grocery. But then you have to, because, there's no more milk left, or there's no more tissue left. So I want to say thank you to my mom for just, I don't know how she did it with 8 kids, but she made sure that we always were stocked up on the things we need. So Ma, shout out to you. Also something that you have to think about, like the maintenance of it all. If you have a dog, if you have a car, you're maintaining yourself, and you're maintaining your house, and you're maintaining everything else. So those are some factors that you have to think about, or the things that you have to stock up on. Basic essential things that you need for emergency, you would have to consider those things. Overall, just maintaining every single angle of your life or your lifestyle that you have right now. And lastly, spare some time for yourself, celebrate your growth, celebrate the strength that you pulled out into deciding that, hey, I want to get out of my comfort zone. You know, this whole independence, living alone can get so overwhelming with the transition and adjusting, but this is also such a fun and exciting time in your life. So don't forget to look out for yourself as well, and enjoy this whole journey that you're taking in, especially getting out of your comfort zone and really discovering yourself at a different, setup, at a different situation, different people. Lastly, I want to leave you with a bonus, and that is to just jump. Take the risk. If there's something that you've always wanted to do, you've always wanted to experience, that you feel like would make you feel better, do better, and be better, go for it. Whether you're 24, 39, or 63, those are totally random ages and random numbers. You are still alive anyway, so just go for it. I did say take calculated risks earlier, or do think of your decisions properly, but at the end of the day, you're the one who's deciding whether or not you're gonna jump. When are you gonna have the time to do that, or to decide on doing something that you've always wanted to do? So as long as you think things through, you're not hurting anybody, go for it. And I think that's one of the best things, or one of the key factors as well, that help this whole journey for me, or this whole transition for me, to have it like so peaceful and so calm. Like, I'm not saying that it was super easy, because peace and easy is totally two different things, and we can talk about peace in a whole separate video, because that's a whole different topic. But honestly, before moving out, I was already decided, but I knew that I had to at least let my parents know as well, or syempre ask permission from them. I have 4 parents, so I did tell them both sides. One thing that I'm very, very grateful for them is that they were all super supportive of my decision of moving out. Syempre, like, as parents, they're scared of their first daughter to get out and, like, move to a totally different city, so far away from them. I've always been the child that's like, I call them agad, or like if something happens, especially my car is always like breaking down. So it's such a totally scary thing to be so far from them, and like have nobody like run to you in a few minutes time span. It's such a scary thing, obviously, not just for me as a child, but also to them as parents. But I remember my mom, when I was still in Manila, she said that if you really feel like this is gonna make you feel better, and it's gonna help you grow, and it's something that you really want to do, then we trust you, and go for it. I guess that's just the update of why I've been out as well for so long. I feel like I've just been super immersed and like soaked up with this whole, chapter of my life, this whole living alone situation. I was just really taking it all in, and really just focusing on what's going on with me, what's going on with that transition, or with this whole adjusting period. And I'm really happy, and I'm really grateful for it. So I hope this kind of like filled you in with me being out for quite some time. I guess this sums up our video for today. I wanted to come out and say, I'm not sure if it's correct to say Happy New Year pa rin on the 2nd or 3rd week of January, but I wanted to wish you guys a Happy New Year. Last year was so good, and I wish for all of you as well to just have the year that you want. May 2023 be the year that you want and you deserve. I want to say thank you for watching this video. I don't have any specific schedule yet for the vlogs, but one thing's for sure, I will see you on my next videos. Bye!